Beyond the Gates time. Let's get into it. Okay, so we open with Andre studying this champagne bottle and looking at some old pictures when Dani walks up and she's just like, oh, you haven't drank this bottle, but you're like, examining it like you do the nude pictures that you've taken of me. What is Andre hiding? Then we see Nicole and Kial at Uptown, and Pamela runs into them, and Nicole is going to introduce them, and Pamela's like, I know exactly who you are. Okay, she's always so dramatic. And then we see Heather telling Vanessa that she's not a car dealer or a sex worker, but she did share a bed with Joey for many years, because Vanessa is like, who the hell are you? And we see Anastasia running into Martin and Smitty at the country club, and she, oh my God, you know I hate Anastasia. She's like, oh, look at you. I just wanted to congratulate you on the campaign, and you conjured up a tornado to get sympathy. How great of the Duprees. It's a whole other level. God! And she wants to thank Vernon because the cut she sustained on her face would have been worse if it weren't for him. Now, while she's blabbing, Martin is having a flashback to him beating up that racist and having Ted come in to do plastic surgery for Kenny, who did not die but had reconstructive surgery. And Martin is like, please, Anastasia, stop! Next, we see Ashley just yanking Ted's chain about he and Shanice being in love and talking about stocking this coffee, whatever. So then after they stop that, Naomi stops by for a late appointment, and she has a gift for Ashley. She just wants to thank her for all of her support during this BRCA gene secret. And Ashley's like, I'm not the bestie that you think I am, and I don't deserve this. Because she talked about how Dani came to the hospital a little while ago, and she discussed the BRCA gene diagnosis with Dani. And Naomi's like, please don't even beat yourself up about that. I know why you did it. You had no ill intent. Here, take this gift, girl. It's a spa day, which Ashley is like, absolutely, I will take this as long as you come with me. So great. Nothing wrong there. Back to Uptown, where Pamela is trying to recruit Kial as a model, and Kial wants none of it. Pamela's like, ooh, with dreamy eyes like that, you could sell water to a well. And then she gets a phone call, so she goes to the bar, and Kial is like, thank God. He pulls up Nicole, and they run out of there because he wants no parts of this. So then Pamela calls Dani, who is still, talking to Andre about this bottle and stuff. And he's happy for the interruption because Pamela is summoning Dani down to Uptown. She says she has some news for her. And Dani's like, well, I've been sipping, so can Andre come with me? And she's like, of course. So then Dani goes to freshen up, and Andre is still on this bottle. I mean, I cannot wait to find out who sent this and what is his relation to this person. Next, we see Heather still toying with Vanessa, and I am tickled. So Heather's playing games. She's just like, oh, back in the day, I used to crawl into Joey's bed with my little snaggletooth shark because I was afraid of thunder. So Vanessa's like, okay, so you're the sister, because first she thought she was the ex-wife, and Heather was like, no, ma'am. So then Heather's like, well, who are you now, Heather? We know you know who this is. She was like, are you a cocktail waitress? And Vanessa was like, oh no, honey, I'm Joey's partner. So Heather and Vanessa are going back and forth, and Joey walks in, and he confirms everything that Vanessa said, because she told Heather that I am his partner. And Heather was like, oh, I haven't heard Joey mention someone as a partner since his horrible ex-wife. But Joey's like, yep, And Vanessa confirms that she is madly in love with Joey. And Heather was like, emphasis on the mad, because you have to be a little crazy to be in love with my brother. But Joey was like, she said what she said, basically. Okay. Yuck. Martin apologizes to this heifer, Anastasia. He was just like, you joking about the tornado triggered me, and I apologize. And how about you get dinner on me, order the most decadent dessert, blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, I'll do that. I mean, I'll give you a little grace, considering the family that you come from. This heifer, I cannot stand her. Whatever. So then Smitty's just like, are you okay, Martin? And Martin confesses that her words triggered him, and he was thinking about that night on the dirt road. But Smitty basically vows to be in this with him together. They're going to get through it together. Team Richardson-Smith. And then they go off to play whatever game they're playing with somebody else. All right. Then Nicole stops by Ted's office. They are both in the hospital after hours. He's catching up on work that wasn't done while Eva and Kat were going through their surgery, and Nicole stopped by to get her notebook. So Ted is, they're just shooting the breeze, and he's like, why did you really come here? And Nicole is like, well, I heard you were in love again. So Ted confirms that, yes, I am in love with Shanice. And Nicole is happy for him. She's like, yes, I told Shanice the same thing. I couldn't have picked a better match for Ted. If, whatever. Okay, great. So then Ted's like, this is awkward. And Nicole's like, yeah, it is, but we are on a good path, blah, blah, blah. So then Ted asks Nicole, are you falling in love with Carlton or Ted? And Nicole talks about how she's keeping everything status quo until she can find a man who gives her everything she wants. And Ted's like, I think you've already picked subconsciously, because Kyle seems to have the advantage. He's being invited to family events. Kat tells me he has a key to or you have a key to his house. And he was just like, tell me the last time you invited Carlton to spend the night. And Nicole gets her panties in a bunch. She's like, you're crossing a line now. You need to stay in your lane. No, he doesn't. He's right. Whatever. Heather is shocked to hear about Joey and this cooking and these videos. She's like, our father would never approve of this, as he would say that was women's work, blah, blah, blah. She continues to take jabs with Vanessa. They have this uncomfortable exchange, but Joey tries to cut it off. He's like, oh, me and Vanessa have dinner plans, so you need to be on your way. And Vanessa's like, oh no, please join us, Heather. And, Joey invites her as well, but Heather says she will have to take a rain check because she's on her way out, but for the lovebirds to have fun, and she heads off to the airport. So Vanessa is just like, oh well, Heather was polite, and Joey's like, I know better. That's her MO. She cannot be trusted, but being that Vanessa thinks otherwise. So let's see what happens with that. We also see Kyle checking up with Noah. He has done his part. He's going to have an interview at the Phoenix Street Clinic tomorrow, and so Kyle will give him the money that he was asking for. While this is happening, Anastasia once again, she goes up to Kyle, flirting with him, trying to give him a private tour. And he was like, oh, Miss Nicole Dupree already gave me one. And she was like, do you not know about her many, many men? And Kyle was like, oh, there must be some confusion, because I was told that you had a stable of ex-husbands. And she was like, those Duprees and their gossip. I love it, Kyle. This is why I like Kyle. Then we see Smitty hobbling in from tennis or wherever they were. And Kyle's like, what happened? Can I help? And Smitty says, I think my ankle is broken and it's Martin's fault. Dang, Martin can't catch a break. Nicole relents and Ted says his piece. He just thinks that Carlton has been steady and there for her over the years, but he also surmises that she came by to talk about her potential falling for one of these men, and Ted just wants them to remain friends because he wants to feel like he did not completely ruin every element of their former relationship, and Nicole agrees. Andre and Dani arrive at Uptown, and Pamela tells them that Tia Allen, an entertainment reporter, wants to do a story on Dani, and she wants to interview all members of her family, including Andre. So Pamela and Dani are just going on and on about plans, and Andre is zoned out at this table, clearly nervous about this. Joey loves Heather, but he tells Vanessa she cannot be trusted, and if anything seems off, you tell him right away. Then they go off to the club. They have a little afternoon or evening delight on the ride over. As soon as they walk in, they run into Anastasia, who comments on Joey's ruffled hair and his shirt and this and that, and she's like, I'm gonna make a complaint to the board. And he said, well, the board just took me out to dinner, and if you want to make a complaint, remember that. And Vanessa was like, yeah, his hair is like that because I needed something to hold on to during the rough ride. And she reminds Anastasia about her dealings with Diego and how she's going to bring it up if Anastasia does not hush. So then they have their dinner, and Joey and Vanessa toast to breaking the rules because Joey loves ruffling these rich people's feathers, and I love it too. Smitty only rolled his ankle. Everything is fine. Everybody meets up at the hospital, and everyone's cordial, basically. Ted and Nicole have agreed to be friends, and they just double down on that in that scene. And then we end with Pamela and Dani, celebrating this good news. They do their little super secret handshake, and Andre's like, what's that? And they're teaching him how to do it when we see someone spying from the outside. So whoever sent this bottle is clearly outside. Until tomorrow. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.